Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And today, I'm going to do something people have always asked me to do. They always say, Jason, why don't you just admit that you're a big fat fake? I'm going to admit that. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Yeah, guys, I'm a fake. Maybe not in the way that some people think I am, but I am a fake. You want to know what I fake? I fake being a healthy person. I fake being healthy. I'm not healthy. I have a major, massive medical illness. I have bilateral Meniere's disease. Now, contrary to rumors on the internet, a lot of people say, oh, he doesn't have that, he faked it. I got plenty of medical reports that say I have it. The government has access to those reports they've seen on people are like, oh, he faked getting whatever disability or whatever. It's pretty hard to do because I was getting at one time, and I do not receive it anymore, by the way. I do not receive SSDI anymore. Guy claiming I never collected SSDI. See, that's your problem. I never collected SSDI. And you're gone. I do not receive a single penny from government. I don't receive a single penny from any sort of disability insurance. Nothing. Not a zero. And just making that clear because there are rumors that I do. I absolutely do not. And what I received was called SSDI. I never collected SSDI. Which is very, very hard to prove to the government and to the Social Security Board that you qualify for that, because they will dig through your medical records. You have to have a team of medical doctors sign off on it. They will not give it to you based upon just one doctor says that you deserve it. You're not getting it. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So people say, oh, he faked that. No, guys, it doesn't work that way. Best of luck to you trying to fake that one. Furthermore, again, people need to remember SSDI. I never collected SSDI. Is merit-based, meaning the amount of money that a person gets for SSDI is based upon how much money they paid already. In other words, you have to pay X amount of thousands of dollars into Social Security out of your wages over so many years to even qualify for that. If a person just gets disabled at a young age, or they are born disabled and never work, you don't qualify. You have to pay into it, and they treat it as if you retired early. It's basically early retirement on your retirement insurance that you pay into, and the amount of money you get from it's based on what you paid in working. But for the record, I don't qualify for that anymore. I never collected SSDI. You know what, guys? I'm going to be honest with you. As someone who's been through that, I never collected SSDI. Being on any sort of assistance like that, even if it's something you paid into, it doesn't do much for your self-esteem. It doesn't feel good. Some people are like, oh man, it sure would be nice to get that. It's not nice. It's not that much money. And I can assure you guys, as someone who previously was working full-time, was a provider, supported myself. I actually supported my ex-wife for like 9 months when she didn't work. I worked 60 hours a week, made a decent living. Even supported her while she didn't work. As someone who went from being a provider to being medically disabled and having to take what felt like a handout. I never collected SSDI. It makes you feel pretty shitty as a person. It doesn't feel good at all. It's not nice. It's not pleasant. And I took one hell of a pay cut. I never collected SSDI. I was making 3 times the money working when I got sick as I did when I got that. I never collected SSDI. I medically do not have any sense of balance. I don't have any medical sense of orientation. I had to, a while back, we were moving a bunch of furniture. We rented a U-Haul that had unsealed cab. The pressure in there affected my ears with me driving it, and I was pretty much stuck in bed for 2 days. I fly a lot, for those of you who haven't realized that yet. If you haven't noticed or figured it out, because enough people spot me in airports, I fly a lot. Just the internet's unaware because they think I don't leave my home. I fly at least 8 times a year. I made videos and I got in front of this camera and I faked it. I couldn't even walk for 2 days. I couldn't walk without holding onto a wall to walk again. And Brittany was pretty upset because she hadn't seen my stuff get hit that bad. But again, that's what pressure and stuff inside my ears does. It will totally mess me up, make me pretty much almost 100% disabled again at that point. I can't drive, can't walk. I fly at least 8 times a year. I climbed up here and held myself up and faked it and pretended to be just fine and made videos for you guys, and no one had a clue. No one had a clue. I could barely walk to my desk when I did those. I could barely get to the camera to turn it on. But I did, and I faked it. Just like I fake having a sense of balance. You know how I do that? I built my musculature up. I built my muscles up. Because I realized I had to find a way to get my health back. I had to find a way to adapt, to overcome, at least to fake it and pretend like I could move around and walk. Because medically, I'm not supposed to be able to do what I do. I forced myself. I found a way around it. I said, okay, I know enough about exercise science. I can do this. I just have to build all the muscles in my body up enough to hold me upright if anything moves or shifts, to maintain my balance with musculature, muscle memory, vision. I don't need to be able to have a sense of balance. And I started lifting and doing stuff, and it helped a lot. I had to walk with a cane. You know when I was able to get rid of the cane? I lost my ability to really walk. I was able to walk when I finally got it and decided to really get mobile again. The first day out, I only made it down the sidewalk about 3 houses and then was exhausted and had to sit down and rest for about 30 seconds and get up and walk back home. The first time I really tried to get out of the house and really walk a distance on my own, I made it about 6 houses down in the neighborhood, managed to regain myself, catch my breath again, and get up and turn around and walk back home. The next day I made it 10 houses. And eventually I got to where I could just walk around the block several times every day, just get up and walk for 30 minutes a day. When I started hanging chains onto a barbell and swinging them and then squatting the barbell with swinging chains. I did that for 6 weeks and I was able to get rid of my cane because that built up the stabilizers in my body. And it's kind of funny when I mention it to people, people say, well, there's the techniques you can use to get more balance. And I try to explain to them that that's like telling a blind person that you know techniques to improve their vision. I actually medically have no sense of balance or motion at all. I'm not healthy. I don't have a sense of balance. I don't have proper hearing. I've lost everything. I've had to sit down in front of a judge and beg for enough money to live on. I never collected SSDI. I've had to get before a judge and beg. I never collected SSDI. To have enough money after I'd already paid it into the system just to survive. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time. I never collected SSDI.